Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for February 25th, 2021. This is the rune Tewaz. Now, Tewaz is the rune of the spiritual warrior. And this rune often gets misconstrued because people think it's about fighting and it's about battling others and standing up for your religion. They throw the term spiritual warrior around as if it means an actual warrior who carries a spear, like this is a spear, an actual warrior. And yet, the spiritual warrior's biggest battle is with themselves. The spiritual warrior's battle is to use their sword to slice away the pieces of themselves that do not fit with God, that do not fit with the light, that do not fit with that higher self. However you like to refer to it, call it Fred, it does not make a damn bit of difference. And that slicing away, peeling away of the layers is the next progression, really, of the rune that we pulled yesterday that was talking about this renewal of yourself. What did we pull? It was the Ingus. It's a renewal of yourself. Was it the Ingus? I'm sorry. Again, neurological dysfunction in progress. Sorry. Once again, this is the second video, 2 days in a row, where my thing reared its ugly head. And you know why? Because I stopped to think. I channel these, so they just kind of come through. When I stop to think, my regular brain takes over. So in yesterday's reading, we talked about cutting away those patterns and recognizing them and that sort of thing. This spiritual warrior rune is really reinforcing that and what it looks like in your life. To take a look at where you are, to take a look at the crossroads that you are at. In the traditional tarot, this Two of Swords has a woman that is blindfolded, similar to Justice with her two swords. She's at a crossroads and she feels like she is stuck and, quite honestly, like she doesn't want to go in either direction. And this Eight of Wands reversed is basically movement stopped. Movement stopped. Four of Cups reversed, Four of Cups upright. I don't want to take what you're offering. I don't know if I should take this. I don't want to take it. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to take what's going to happen. If you remember, we were speaking over the last day or so about how when it is time to change our lives, often the hell that we are in, the hell that we are in is more comfortable and more appealing than a happy future that we don't know about, than a happy future that we can't visualize with our mind. It is more comfortable to sit in the pain that we know than to push it out of the way and invite new pain. And that's what this is right here, is trying to figure out which one of these is not going to be painful. Trying to figure out which one of these you should choose, and or whether you should stay with what you are, whether you should reject them all. It is time for you to shift your perspective. This Hanged Man always talks about shifting your perspective, and part of Tewaz is patience. It says the reward of patience is patience. The Hanged Man represents that patience and shifting your perspective and recognizing that sometimes what we are seeing is not what we are seeing. And sometimes, even if what we are seeing is exactly what we are seeing, it may not mean what we think it means. And I am not trying to gaslight you, I promise. I'm just talking about shifting your perspective. That is how we find the stability that we are looking for. That is how you find this kind of happily ever after with the Four Wands acting as the cornerstones, like the pillars of our new home, of our new space, right? You have the four corners of your home, the four corners of your stability. That's what these four wands stand for. That is where we are. And just one extra little thing. I have this video on my other YouTube site. That YouTube site has probably 120 to 130 videos of live shows that I've done, ranging from, I think I have some as short where I chopped them up as 3 or 4 minutes, all the way up to like an hour, hour and a half videos. And one of the topics that I covered was your life is a masterpiece. Now, why do I bring that up right now? Because this is my Picasso Jasper. And because this Picasso Jasper has come in with this reading, I think it's really important to remind you what a masterpiece is. A masterpiece is literally a masterpiece. It used to be two words that they put together into one. When you would apprentice, when you would apprentice under an artist, you would reproduce their work, you would reproduce others' work, you would start to create your own work. And when you start to come towards the end of your time with that artist, with that master artist, you would create your masterpiece, your original artwork that would be considered to decide whether you were good enough to graduate. Similar to a thesis in college, it is your masterpiece. We've now come to call the masterpieces things of perfection, things that are exactly the way they should be, things that are classic, things that are amazing, right? But our life is our masterpiece. And what we choose every day, how we paint our life, the brushstrokes we use, the colors we choose, create our masterpiece. They create our masterpiece. And one of the things that I spoke about in that video was our masterpiece reflects our inner life. There's a painting, there's an artist named Edward Munch, and I don't know that I'm saying Edward E. Munch. I'm sorry, neurological. And he painted the scream. So we all know what the scream looks like, and it's this tortured, warped kind of an image. But he also did other paintings. And I went to a museum with my son, and I did the show soon after coming back from it, but I went to a museum with my son, and we looked at this painting. Yes, Kitty, we looked at this painting. And even though it was a very innocuous image of a woman in the foreground in a white dress and a green hat, and in the background it was like an apple tree and a little house, and it was just like, I think it was even titled like The Woman in the Apple Tree. And as innocuous as it was, there was still something so terrifying and foreboding about this painting, even though it looked like it was perfectly nice. Why do I bring that up? I bring that up because what we are living on the inside, the environment that we create for ourselves on the inside of ourselves, the part that we keep hidden, spills out into our masterpiece, right? No matter what we do. So this painting of his still reflected the torment on the inside, even though it was a very innocuous and lovely subject. And that's what happens in our regular life. If our inner life is twisted and painful and sad and hateful and all of the things, whatever our general tick is, whatever our little hidden bits are, if that is what we hold on to, if that is what we are choosing in our inner life, it infects everything else in our life. It affects the masterpiece of our life that we are trying to live. So this is why this crossroads and this transformation is so important for your progress moving forward. Release your fear and move forward because it's time. You are beloved, you matter, and you are so very loved.